Thanks for joining us on Key Factors, presented by theraceguide.com.au. Stu Rich and Mike Wood here to take you through the big card at Royal Randwick this weekend, where we'll be dissecting all the form from the Royal Randwick meeting. We're going to be running our own little mini races and, of course, plenty of best bets coming your way. And the bit I love most, putting this bloke, Mike Wood, under pressure for the $100 hot seat. Mate, welcome in, and good to get you back at the yard last week, really getting through those profiles of the horses in the wet.
Yeah, really enjoyed it last week. Not too many people out there at Rosehill Gardens on Saturday. I think the wet weather during the week put them off, even though Saturday was okay.
Yep, it wasn't.
But I really enjoyed getting out to the mountain. It just gives you a better feel for the race and it helps with those profiles as well. And every now and then it all comes together. Wet tracker, tough, third up, Karen McAvoy on board. Adana. How good was that, Stu?
Yes, it was a very good day there. Woogok, the wet tracker. So you profiled some of those really well, Mike. And as we have a look to Randwick this weekend, I mean, what a card it is. We knew the Concord was going to be fantastic, of course, leading into the Everest, through them with a slot and a few more to go there. And of course, we get to see Libertini again. You know, could this horse be the next big thing in Sydney?
Yeah, talking about mounting yards, I've never seen a race be over before the mounting yard parade was finished. She was just simply dominant. She's bigger, she's more powerful, she's stronger. She'll play with these fillies on Saturday. She's got Group 1 written all over her. She's a fantastic sprinter.
Yeah, really keen to see her go around, of course, the big boys in the sprint. But, Mike, plenty of racing to get through, as we said. We're back to a good track this weekend, more hopefully.
We think so, yes. Soft during the week. There's a strong Wesley, which could dry it off, and there could be bias. The Kenzo's been fair. Rose Hill's been fair. But what's doing Randwick, which is usually so fair, it's had some bias this year. The rail's at 8 metres. There was a little bit of inside bias there a couple of weeks ago, if you remember. Maybe a soft 5, maybe drying to a good 4. The track manager, Michael Wood, can you believe the same name as me? Improving this week, but we think there may be some on-pace and near rails bias, so watch out for that on Saturday for sure.
We will be definitely looking for that, Mike. And as I said, such a fantastic card. And as always, we've only got time to get into 5 races. So which ones are we picking this weekend?
Can we please do all 9 this week, because it is such a good card. Starting with race 1, which is one of the best benchmark 3-odd races you'll ever see. Race 4 is a moral in that race, off to the Concord Stakes, some of the fastest horses in the world, let alone Australia. The Chelmsford, not a bad mile weight for age race, probably not the best. Yep. The Tramway, a more competitive race over 1,400 metres.
All right, well, race 1, as you said, very, very competitive here. Such a good race at benchmark level for the 3-year-olds. That's where we're going to kick things off. It is the Strawberry Hill Stud Handicap, and it is over the 1,300 metres. And, well, a lot of winners in here, some classy horses. Pandemic tops the market here, $2.60. 2 big wins this time in. Fun Star, $4.60. A half-sister Young Star. It's going to be strong late in its race. Yao Dash, what an impressive debut this was. $4.60 with great form lines coming through Petronius at the Wednesday meeting in Sydney this week. And of course, Superium lost the protest there, Mike, but I love the way it finished in that race. And Matty Rocks, well supported into the $8. But look, such a great group of horses here to kickstart the day. Great race.
Freaks, I think. 4 absolute freaks. All of them should almost be unbeaten. Superium, unlucky to lose the last couple of times. Basically, one last start. Let's have a look at the first freak. Waterhouse's Yao Dash, that's how you pronounce it. He was on pace this day, just a maiden, just 1,200 metres, just a slow tempo to the corner. But you just don't do what this horse did. Reeled off a 10.89 for his last 200 metres, which wasn't comparable to any other horses on the day. It was a few lengths faster. The horse in second came out at 1 on Wednesday. He looks like a freak, like I said. He can accelerate and finish. Even though that was a maiden, it was a massive win. Yeah, that is a great replay to watch. And of course, the form line's in behind. Let's have a look at one of the other favourites now here. And we're talking about Superior, Mike. Gets to the outside here in the pink. And look, a little bit wayward late. It did cost it the race. I'm not sure if I agreed with it, but look, it did. That's the point of fact, it did. But I love the way it just lifted a little bit late. Yeah, obviously a great horse. Won both its starts and Lesser Grade last preparation around tight tracks. Very good first up at Rosehill. This is him second up. Joe Pride says he's a bit raw, bit of upside. Yep. He just lays out on True Detective there, but he was superior, and that's a Group 3 race, and he doesn't get the penalty because obviously he didn't win.
He didn't. Let's have a look at this race to get things started, Mark. And I know this has been tough for you. You've had a little bit of help on Twitter to try and ease the pain here.
I do not want to get this race wrong, so I've asked a few people on Twitter, so thanks for your help. A couple of people talked about weight in this race being a big factor. Maybe not, we don't think so. It's all about progression upside, we think. Superium is a classy horse. Even though he's a top weight, he gets a gold bar for form.
OK, so it is Superium lighting up the gold bar for form there. As we get this race started, keep your eye on the top right-hand corner for our little mini race, and plenty of gold here for progression.
Well, this is the guessing game, isn't it? I think Brad Davidson talked about it on Twitter. It's all about upside, which makes it hard for your pure form analysts to pick a winner. We've got to have a bit of a go at progression, otherwise you can't have a bet. The ones with massive upside, Pandemic and Yao Dash, They were fantastic the last 200 metres last start, but all of them can improve.
You said we've got 4 classy horses here. Have a look at this. Absolutely nothing between them here. What about this distance, Mike? 1,300 metres.
Yeah, Matty Rock should like it second up. Most of them should be good. Fun Star, 1,300 metres fresh is probably good, maybe a bit further. A slight risk for Pandemic coming to 1,300 metres. I just call him King on Twitter. He knows what I'm talking about. He's a bit of a risk at 13, we think. All
right, so Pandemic, Yaudash and Superium all out in front here, Mike. Hopefully back to the good track, but could just be a little bit soft as well.
All okay, we think. Just the edge off should suit them all.
Okay, and of course, position in run. Is this the key factor here?
Yeah, a few people have talked about this on Twitter as well. A good turn of foot on pace. Yaudash leads. Adam Page told us that on Twitter. Thank you for that. And Superium up on the outside. They both get the great position in run.
Okay, so Yaudash and Superium just sticking their necks out in front there as we hit the line in our own mini race there, Mike. Pandemic not too far behind. Let's have a look now at all the odds, and of course it is time for it's race 1. It's an early time for a bet once you get out there to Royal Randwick this weekend. So here we are. We've got $4.60 Yaudash and Superium. They're both on top, Mike. Pretty much the same odds. Look, the favourite, nothing really against there, but just a length behind. And of course, Fun Star there, $4.60 with more to give, you would think, later this time in. But Mike, we're here. We've got 2 top raters.
Yeah, 2 top raters, 4 fantastic horses. Any of them could win. Fun Star might just get a little bit out sprinted. Pandemic a tiny bit slow to jump. But we're sort of picking between 4 great horses, and there won't be much between them at the finish. But we'll go with the ones that are both rock solid, both on pace. Waterhouse Yaudash and Superium for Joe Pride. So hard to run down.
All right, there's 2 to kick things off in the first. Yaudash for us. Let's have a look now. The next race we're looking at is race number 4, and it is over 1,200 metres. It's a benchmark 78. And Anthony Cummings, isn't this stable absolutely firing with good horses like Libertini, Mizzy all winning lately, and of course Baller did not make it the hat-trick there at Randwick a couple of weeks ago, but all the money suggests that this boy can get it done on Saturday. Into $2.25. Really big question to see what you think about the last 100 metres there last start, Mike. All 2 free, $4.60. Stepping out from a win at the midweeks, we've got Murillo there, $6.50. Working home okay fresh to 1,200 metres should suit this horse. Master Ash there, $7. Didn't come up in the autumn, so let's see how it goes in the spring. Tarber, $10. And of course, Condor, $12. Mike, this is Baller. I've said it to you all week. As soon as I saw the nominations, I'm really keen to get your thoughts here, Mike, because this replay has still got me puzzled. I was on at the overs this day, and I thought it was going to win.
Yeah, it was the last leg of it all up, wasn't he? So we kind of lost that. We had him big each way at 10-1. He came into 450. Let's talk about the pure numbers. You can talk about the finish in a second, Stu. He finished 1.7 lengths off Deprived, who's about a 100 rater. He was way out of his grade this day, Baller. Basically rated to about 89. He's back to his proper rating of 77 on Saturday, which puts him purely 6 kilograms or at least 3 lengths better than them. What about that finish though, Stu?
I'm still puzzled by it, Mike, but look, back in grade means so much to me. Let's have a look now at another one of these horses. It's in the market here. We're talking about Master Ash. I said forget the autumn, so let's have a look at a trial because there's some pretty decent horses in this trial, Mike. We're talking about Sunlight and Mizzy, but look, what do we make here? In behind, but that's all you got to do in a trial, right?
Yeah, well, I think it's going very, very well. A couple of things to think about. It's been gelded this preparation. It's been trained by Gay Waterhouse and Adrian Bott, who are absolutely flying. And it's in a very, very, very good trial with Sunlight and Mizzy. Just as it starts to warm up, he gets on heels here. Probably should have finished a clear third, if not challenged Mizzy. It was strong to the line first up in its trial behind Elise. I think it's flying this preparation as a gelding.
Okay, always good to have a look at the trials. Of course, so many of these coming through that, heading into the spring. Let's get this race started now, of course, with all the form, Mike, and of course, Group 3 form has got to be good form.
Look at this. The ratings say it. Anyone can pick it at home. Baller simply wins on form.
That is absolutely miles out in front here, Mike. They've got 4 key factors to try and keep up with Baller. Let's see if they can. First one, progression.
There are 2 giant leaps happening here. Master Ash for a flying stable. Now gelded trials are amazing. Eugene's pick, terrible end of last preparation, but beat Laburnum's second up last prep, which is good enough to win this race.
Okay, of course, one of Robbie Price's 2 in the race. As we get to this distance, Mike, at stage of prep?
Yeah, most of them fine. Eugene's pick back to 12 is probably a negative.
They have really all better start working if they're going to catch Baller here, Mike. What about this track Saturday?
Just the edge off probably helps Noble Joey, but he needs more than that.
Okay, they are not making any headway at all. Position in run, who does that help?
Nash Raw Willer, outside barrier, tough type, pushing up on the pace. Jeez, it's perfect for Baller.
Okay, so Mike, you're pretty much saying here, Nash on, Anthony Cummings on fire, Group 3 back to benchmark 78 conditions. We saw the odds 225. That horse just kept going ahead in the ratings there. Nothing caught up. Let's have a look now because I'm pretty sure where we're going to play in this race. Are we going back to Baller, Mike? $2.25. Well, hang on a Thursday. Is that price just going to be too good?
I think so. I think as long as he turns up okay in the yard second up, he will be backed in the yard. We are confident in this race. We think there's 2 cover bets. Master Ash, just in case Gay Waterhouse has got him flying first up, and Eugene's pick, in case they overdo it on the pace, she'll be floating home late with 51 kilograms. One of those 3 horses will win on Saturday.
Fair enough. Go Baller. That's the bet for us in race number 4. Stick around after the break. We've got 3 big races from Randwick coming your way. Welcome back to Key Factors, presented by the raceguide.com.au. The great racing is just getting started. We're hitting race number 6. It is the Concord Stakes, Group 3 level. Mike, 3 with a start in the Everest here. A couple more looking to push their claims. Nature Strip, $2.30. The best sprinter in Oz to about that 1100 metre mark, a lot of people are saying. But been ridden a little bit more quiet of late. Stalked REDZEL in the trial. Sunlight, what a bomb-proof horse this is. $5, only missed the place once. Zoo Style, $5.50. The Queensland Raider coming down off another great trial, remains unbeaten. There's Graf, $6.50, always around the mark. Pirata there, another one fresh. And of course, the big red, the dual Everest champ, $8. Looked great in its trial going forward, Mike. What a race this is. All these horses in with a huge chance.
Yeah, some of the, as we said at the top of the show, some of the fastest horses in Australia, some of the fastest horses in the world going on a Saturday. So get out to Randwick and have a look at these animals. Let's start with the barrier trial, which was much watched by a lot of people. REDZEL in the lead, Nature Strip just stalking him. Chris Waller wants him to get to settle, and James McDonald's been doing a lot of work with him around the stables as well to try and get him to settle. He does that this day. He stalks REDZEL, and I think Stewie looked a little bit better this day.
Well, you just wonder what was left in the tank here given race conditions, right?
Yeah, REDZEL pushed out a bit. Nature Strip absolutely not touched at all. He's only been with Chris Waller for a few starts. We think he is progressing all the time for the new stable.
Yeah, very, very exciting to see Nature Strip in Sydney, Mike. And of course, we've got plenty of Group 1 talent throughout the field, as we know. But let's have a look now. We're going back to the Lightning, up the straight at Flemington, because Sunlight this day, look, did hit the lead a fair way out. I think we got about the 325 metre mark in the form guide, Mike. And Graf coming up the inside here. They're the 2 we're looking at here.
Yeah, Sunlight, Graf with the red stripes on the inside, closest to the inside. Look, they've both got such similar form. They've raced each other a couple of times. They're always very close together. There's a weight swing Graf's way. A lot of these top quality sprinters have very similar form. They're well exposed, so we know there's not much between them. Yeah, look, all that form is going to be so key here, Mike, but we've got to dissect this race. I can't wait to get into it, so let's kickstart the Concord Stakes. And of course, form here, Mike. Not much between them. Nature Strip, Sunlight, Pirata, light up the form for us. Looking at Zoo Style, he only beat Plague Stone last time at 109.02. Coilista ran faster on the same day with 3 kilograms more, so we just can't put him up there for form. All right, so Zoo Style with all the ground to make up to Nature Strip, Sunlight and Graf as we get our race started. Well, progression, Mike. If you like Chris Waller, just back Nature Strip. We think he's improving for the new stable every single prep. Zoo Style has to improve. He's unbeaten. All right, the favourite just jumps out in front here, Mike. We're talking about Nature Strip, and of course, this distance will only suit that horse, right? Yeah, these are the 2 red-hot 1,000-metre horses. Nature Strip loves it. If he doesn't beat these horses today, he will never beat them. All right, big call as always. Track conditions. Who's catching up here? Let's move through quickly. We're moving straight through that. Of course, Nature Strip way out in front here, Mike. Position and run. We're talking about a sprint. Who's got it? Yeah, we think Zoo Style gets the lead. He jumps so fast, and Graf gets the trail on the inside, which could help him. Close finish between a few of them, but not Nature Strip. No, Nature Strip out in front here from a whole bunch there, Mike. And look at Big Red, the dual Everest champ, 2 lengths in behind, a bunch for second there, Mike. I don't know about this. I'll tell you what, if you're on course there on Saturday, you might be getting a bit of egg on your face around that mounting yard because he's going to be looking a treat. Let's have a look now at the bets for this race, Mike. It is such a great race. We've taken you through all the form and the ratings here, Mike. But look, to see a horse that comes out 230, you're saying Chris Waller's working his wonders with it. It's jumped ahead here. And I mean, look, is that just a bit of a get on? But you've got horses here that we all know about. Punters are going to want to play in this race. He's 230, isn't he? So he's racing against good horses. He's got a margin, but he is 230. So you've got to weigh up the price. We know the rest of them are all going to run great races. Pirata maybe a bit short for him. REDZEL maybe a bit past his best. Maybe I will have egg on my face. Hopefully I do because I love him. But it's all about Nature Strip. If he turns up, if he settles, He'll get to the outside, he'll just dash past those leaders. It's Nature Strip, the best bet for us.
All right, what a race it's going to be, the Concord. Nature Strip in that race for us. Let's have a look now at race number 7. It's the feature of the day. It's the Group 2 Chelmsford Stakes at weight for age over the mile. And of course, all this form coming through the Group 1 Winx Stakes just a couple of weeks ago, where Avilius was looking good late in that. Really enjoys his running second up. Winner from 3 out of 4. Unforgotten, doing his best work, her best work late there, Mike. Potentially wanted a little bit more fresh from her. Sarmed out $9, of course, got the Group 1 next to her name. A great ride it was. Angel of Truth with a little bit of support. The ATC Derby winner resuming. Conte Patiro, Gay and Adrian's horse, a real tough type, jumping from the 1200 metres to the mile. But Avilius, Mike, a lot of talk about this horse. The punters have already come into the red now at $1.95, and, well, it's a serious horse.
Yeah, I think you like him as well. You said his first up run was great, and you said Unforgotten could have done more. Let's have a look at the replay and see what you think at home. Avilius come to the outside from well back. It was a firm track this day, so it was hard to make ground. Sammed out, so fit in the yard first up. Lizzie Jelfs picked that up. He kicked away in just one. Unforgotten back on the inside as far back as Avilius. Gets held up slightly, gets tightened slightly. Am I making excuses for a horse that never wins, Stu, or was it almost as good as Avilius?
Well, it was a very good win on this day last year, Mike, so it might be a good spring horse. But look, Avilius here, the money's come. But look, $1.95 and $8, not too much between them there at the finish.
No, got beaten by Sammed out, almost fair and square, so pretty short, you have to think.
All right, let's have a look at one of the Gay and Adrian horses here. We're talking about the Scat Daddy horse in Conte Patiro. And Mike, this is a horse, it obviously had a good win there at Scone. We're looking here at the Show County. Look, it doesn't win the race, but you've got to admire this horse's toughness and the way it finished here.
Yeah, Ronnie Duffsey was talking about this horse, about how much toughness it's got, and this is a steady tempo 1200 metre sprint, so not really the type of race that suits her. She's near the pace, she surges through late in really good final 100, 200 metre sectionals, so 1200 to 1600 metres, closer to the pace, has to suit this Waterhouse horse.
Oh, they can find a tough one, the Waterhouse camp. Let's have a look now at all the form and the key factors for the big one of the day. It is the Chelmsford Stakes, and of course, as you'd expect, Mike, that Group 1 form with plenty of gold.
Yeah, 3 from the Winx Stakes plus 4 from the Melbourne Cup. That'll do, light them up.
All right, there we go. Sounds easy, but let's get into all the ratings here, Mike. As always, it is progression.
I was in the yard, controversial. I think Unforgotten maybe had a slightly more improvement than Avilius. Avilius can usually race well first up, Unforgotten improves second up. Youngster has to improve, and Harrapaws better than last prep, we think.
OK, so the favourites all there, but look down the bottom. Finch at some very good value. A lot of stayers obviously resuming in this race, Mike. Of course, the next one, as always here, as we hit the line, is distance.
Yeah, Avilius up to 1600 metres should help. Unforgotten, OK. Conte Patiro, like we said, a big kicker for her, up to the mile at Randwick.
OK, so it's Avilius levelling up here to Unforgotten. Who's going to like this track, Mike? I see Avilius kicking ahead.
Just, if you look at the two favourites, you're comparing them, the edge off helps Avilius over Unforgotten, we think.
OK, but only by a length. As always, the last one here, Mike, position in run. Can Unforgotten level up?
Not yet. This is a big kicker for Sammed out, the leader, and an even bigger kicker for Conte Patiro. She's a tough type that could get on pace. If Sammed out kicks for home early, she will stick right to the line. It's a beautiful race map for her.
All right, so Avilius only just there by a length, the $1.95 favourite from Unforgotten, Sarmed out, and the tough Conte Patiro here, Mike. A lot of punters would have liked to have seen Avilius just streak clear there, but you're saying this race is definitely not shut and dry because $1.95 is what the punters have to play with. Let's have a look now for the Group 2 Chelmsford for a bet, Mike. There is Avilius. I would have liked to see it go further, but it hasn't. Unforgotten there, $8. Sarmed out, $8.50. Conte Patiro. These horses are all right in behind, Mike. It's pretty much, though, the milers versus the stayers, and we're not giving the stayers a chance here.
No, one of them might surprise us. They always do. Sir Charles Road, $81. He was OK first up. He was very, very wide. He might sneak a place at those massive odds from an inside draw. Look, you cannot take $1.95 on a Thursday night when there is a probability of an inside bias and a strong Wesley win on Saturday. You just can't do it. So please don't do it at home. If you're having a bet at home, Unforgotten and Conte Patiro are the 2 ones, and wait for track conditions if you do like Avilius. All
right, so there's some good value for us in the Chelmsford there. We're going Unforgotten's way as the best bet. Now, the 5th race we're having a look at, Mike, it took us a while to finalise this one, but it is race number 8. And we're talking about the Tramway Stakes, 1,400 metres at Group 2 level. And is this one of the better Kiwis running around? Tiakau Shark, the punters think so. $2 $2.80 into $2.40. Winner of 5 from 7. Tell you what, we haven't heard too much from Gal this week. Paul Gallen, one of the owners, he's gotten on the media ban. He's ready for Leichhardt as he takes on my Tigers on Sunday. So good luck in the races, Gal, but not on the Tigers game. Dreamforce there, $6.50. The Doncaster runner-up, Ping the Gates, ridden out in its trial. Colding, $7.50, winning the Queensland Guineas, making it 4 in a row after really coming through the grades last prep. There's Invincible Gem, a favourite of ours on the show at $9. And of course, Eckstein there, $9. A little bit of money there too, 11 into the 9. Solid winter campaign, a nice trial. And of course, Penske, $11, ease down. What a trial that was, 6 lengths. But Mike, Tiakau Shark, plenty of talk about this horse. How good is it?
Well, we're going to find out on Saturday when he comes across the ditch and races some proper horses, because we had to send one over to the ditch that way in Lestrama to beat him first up. He's obviously a very good horse. This is him first up after a long break. It's on a wet track. He gets a long way back. He likes the left-handed tracks. He likes swinging to the outside, and he also likes absolutely flying late. Stu, what did you think?
Look, Mike, I liked it. Everyone was a buzz. It's coming to Australia. But look, the biggest question here, as we've all said, it got beaten by Lestrama.
Yeah, I think if you like the horse, I think they ticked the box of its back and it's doing well. At the end of last preparation, I won a Group 2 by 6 lengths.
Yep.
So he just needs to get to that mark to win on Saturday, we think.
OK, let's have a look at one of these horses. It's had a little bit of specking, $11 into the $9 here. We're looking at the Winter Challenge from late into July. Before a freshen up, we speak of Eckstein here, Mike. It's been around for a while now, but look, trialled since, and I like that trial as well. But here's what race we're looking at. What did it do here?
Yeah, a lot of people are looking at the form guide to see Eckstein and shrug their shoulders and go, oh, I'm not sure about that horse, not sure if I like her. But she is with Chris Waller now, and she's improving her last 3 or 4 starts for the new stable. She's carrying 59 kilograms this day against the boys. She gets tightened early in the straight. She fights right to the line, and her barrier trial stints was amazing. She's flying for the new stable, just like Nature Strip.
Yeah, true. The Waller camp always on fire. Let's have a look here, Mike. Race 8, late in the day. Let's get the punters home with a winner. We need to light up all the form and the key factors in the tramway.
We haven't even talked about him, but Dreamforce would beat Endless Drummer, we think. Light him up for form.
OK, there is Dreamforce out in front. They've got to catch him. Of course, as always, Mike, progression.
If you're betting on Tiakau Shark, you're betting on progression. He's got massive upside, a big kicker for him. Colding's improving for Waller. Eckstein too as well, great stable. OK, so a good kicker there for those favourite backers in Tiakau Shark. And of course this distance here, Mike. Up to the 1,400 metres, he'll love it at Randwick.
OK, Tiakau Shark streeting ahead. A favourite potentially here in race 8, Mike, but will he like these track conditions?
Edge off most of them OK.
All right, so still Tiakau Shark there. No one making big headway to end here, Mike. Position in run, who does that help?
This is the big play on a Thursday night. The inside bias could be against him. Dreamforce, Eckstein, Invincible Gem, Penske, Archidemus, they dominate the race on pace, and we think they're the ones to beat on a Thursday night. All
right, so much gold here in behind to level up here, Mike. And this horse, Tiakau Shark, I mean, look, it's come across with the credentials. The punters have come for it, but it's got to be starting bit bigger than $2.40 on Saturday, surely. I think there's enough there to say that there is a challenge here in race number 8. So let's dissect all this now and try and find a winner here in the tramway, Mike. I mean, look, Invincible Gem, good horse, $9. We've got Dreamforce there, as we said. Tiakau Shark, look, it's $2.40, Mike. I would expect it to win by a lot more than that if you were going to be jumping on at those odds.
Yeah, it's Thursday versus Saturday, though, isn't it? If he parades well in the yard, he's looking fantastic after the trip over, and the bias is even and you can run on down the outside. He might start shorter, but there's lots of ifs, buts and maybes between now and Saturday afternoon. So we're going for the horses that we like. Solid, reliable mares that we think will be near the pace and so hard to beat. Dreamforce can win, but the bets for us are Eckstein and Invincible Gem, both on pace, both super tough. And don't worry about Invincible Gem's barrier. She loves a wide draw pushing forward.
Of course, in all the profiles there at theraceguide.com.au, but a bit of value there in race number 8. Well, there's a look at 5 key races this weekend, but after the break, we'll be jumping into the $100 hot seat and, of course, our charity multi. Welcome back to Key Factors, presented by theraceguide.com.au. What a day of racing at Royal Randwick this weekend. We've had a big look at 5 of those key races, but of course, plenty more on the card, Mike. You have been looking at these all week. You're excited about the meeting and, of course, getting out there. What else have the punters got?
It just gets better and better every single week, and this is one of the best weeks we've had for a long time. Yao Dash, we talked about him in the first race, so hard to beat, but it's a fantastic race. Press Box, remember him? Used to be with Waller.
Absolutely.
Always good fresh, and we'll take the 950. Can push forward as well. Bleu Roche, Didn't talk about her. We think that the Snowdens have got her going well this preparation.
Yep.
Second to Libertine in your trial. And then it's make or break time for the bookies from here on in.
Go, son.
Bor at 225, we think he just wins. Libertini at 118, we think she just wins. And Nature Strip at 230. There'll be some big multis in races 4, 5, 6. Unforgotten at the odds at $8. Eckstein, so solid at 9. And Dark Eyes, I'll be checking the mounting yard for him first up for Matty Dale. He can definitely win on best ratings at $51.
Oh, we love a $51 shot in the summary of the best bets, Mike. And of course, the $100 hot seat in good profit. And you had 60% of the kitty on old Adana last week, so well done there. Of course, Woogok, one of those wet track profilers as well. So, mate, let's do it again at Royal Randwick.
Yeah, we're just chipping away, and there's so many good races on Saturday. And I feel like this is a bit boring compared to what I thought I'd do. But when you're gifted some money in race 4, you've just got to take what's on offer. $70 on board at 225 with the 2 cover bets, Master Ash and Eugene's Pick. That is money for jam. And just to make it interesting for a bit of spice, Sir Charles Road, $5 a place. I think he's 80 to 1. We'll just take the $16 a place, Stu.
All right, there we go. The $100 hot seat, one of the stayers there. They always do pop up at this time of year. And of course, charity multi-time, Mike. We're doing it for Dementia Australia. The Bondi to Berry bike ride leaves Berry at very early time of 6 o'clock.
You'll be there,
leaves Bondi at 6 o'clock on Saturday morning. I'll be there at the finish as well. But we are doing it for Dementia Australia. So go to bonditoberry.com.au to donate. Here's what we're doing here, Mike, for the charity bet. We are very confident here. I've heard your confidence all show. Superium at $1.65. We'll just put that in for the place. Baller, this is chips in. All show, as you've said. $2.25 there for the win. The bookies will be wincing. Nature Strip, $2.30 for the win. Conte Patiro, we love a tough horse on this show. $3.10 there for Gain Adrian for the place. Eckstein, really good value here for Waller. $2.70. How about that? 71.5 to 1. We'll have 10 on that. And, Mike, the confidence in this race 4, how good is it? Baller, it just wins. Master Ash, that was a great trial. You've made a case for that. And Eugene's Pick, Robbie Price has got 2 in the race. We're taking this one straight out, $10 for a trifecta. How about that?
Genius. Baller definitely wins. Master Ash runs into second. Eugene's Pick will be flying home. I just hope she sneaks third. Love that bet, Stu.
Yeah, there we go. They'll be flying home there at Randwick like they will be doing into Berry at the Bondi to Berry this weekend. That's all from us, but head to theraceguide.com.au for all your feature profiling for the big meeting at Randwick this weekend. And Mike, we'll see you from the track on Saturday.
See you at the track on Saturday.